gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, it's a gloomy Saturday in Indianapolis, but that doesn't mean that we can't have some high school basketball. It's the Cannelton Bulldogs making the 2-hour trip up north to take on Providence Cristo Ray. And before we get into the matchup a little bit and more about these teams, let's take a second to thank our title sponsors for today's broadcast. Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission, for over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and for your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else? Large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. Highway Safety Services. Highway Safety Services Incorporated provided traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana for the past 60 years. And lastly, the IndianaSRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Hello, everyone. It is great to be with you here today at Providence Cristo Ray. My name is Graham Nash, sitting alongside Craig Cox. And Craig, let's start a little bit with the visitors as we welcome you into the broadcast booth. Cannelton, they got off to a tough start this season, especially when it comes to their offense, but they found something recently and are coming off a big win.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got out the gate where offense was a bit of a struggle, putting the ball in the basket, and I think it's one of those things where, you know, you're trying to find your identities, trying to find out everybody's role. But I think over about the first 6-8 games, I think they were only averaging, about 15 to 18 points a game. But here of late, they find a way to improve on some of that. Things are clicking a little bit better, and they're now in the mid-30s, which, again, some will hear like, oh, they're only putting 30 points on the board. But, the season's a long one, and when you talk about little mini strides to success, and this is a very small program, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But, those are types of things that even the baby steps are big monumental successes that a team can grow and build on.
Yeah, a very small team and program, like you mentioned. Only 5 players on the roster. They will be playing all 32 minutes of this ball game. And that's going to really be a question. Can they stick with Providence Cristo Ray, and can their energy last for the whole ball game?
Well, I think it's 1-2. They're going to anticipate seeing a lot of pressure, the pace of play, and those are things that you think about the pace and you think about the poise, but that's going to be something that a team, like Providence Cristo Ray, tries to get you in what we sometimes refer to as a track meet. Going to be a little tough, obviously, for Coach Garrett. He doesn't have anybody to turn to on the bench. I mean, and you think about from a standpoint of what comes into play when you think about a roster and how many guys you can go deep. You think about foul trouble, But in this case, it's not only foul trouble. You look at it from a standpoint of conditioning. You think about the mental parts of it as well, that, hey, the 5 that start, this is who we have. And so those things can take a toll throughout a game as well, and I'm sure that those are types of things that Coach Miller will have in mind and trying to use fresh guys to see how they can insert their will.
We got about 5.5-6 minutes until first tip. We'll take a break and then talk about the home team on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Welcome back to Providence, Cristo, Ray. We introduced the visitors in the Bulldogs. Let's talk a little bit about the Wolves. They have won 3 of their last 4 ball games, looking to be in good form, and they've got some really hard hitters to go along with them.
Well, they do, and I think one thing, to note, this is Coach Miller's second year. His first year and last year, I mean, they just won 1 game, won 21, and this year off to an 8-5 start. So great success there. I had the opportunity to coach against Coach Miller at a few different schools, at Math and Science and Cecina as well. He's making some good strides in this program, and obviously it starts with the big fella in T.J. Durison, who's averaging 20 and 12 a game. I mean, great. Productivity that you get from that. You build around that. Got another double-digit score in Andrew Murphy as well. And so they got some things around them in terms of their scoring well. They've had sometimes some up-and-down pieces of defensively trying to keep their opponent to not scoring as much as they've had. But there's been some great strides and great building blocks from year 1 to year 2 for Coach Miller.
The Wolves, they've outscored their opponents by a total of 55 over their winning 4 of their last 5 games. It's been a strong stretch for this team, and Durison and Murphy, a huge part of that success. Durison averaging almost 20 points a game. He has been phenomenal. Also 12 rebounds, averaging that double-double. So that's going to be a big point of emphasis for the Bulldogs, is trying to shut him down. And he also, like you mentioned, only 5 players on the roster. If there's foul trouble, this could be a bit of a runaway for the Wolves. So what do the Bulldogs have to do early to make sure that they can stay in this ballgame?
Well, I think the biggest thing is when you're playing against a team, especially when you only have 5 players and you know that your opponent's going to want to play faster, a lot of it's dealing with pace. How well can you control that? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're playing, stall ball by any means, but you are making the extra pass to try to get yourself the higher percentage shot. So a lot of that is passing up a good one to get a much better one. So I think the biggest thing is how well they can control the pace. What you don't want in only having 5 people is to get in a track meet. They're going to get gassed way too quick, and they don't have any depth to be able to go through as a bench, as Coach Miller does with the Wolves.
The Wolves taking the floor about 2.5 minutes until the national anthem and the first tip. So we will take a quick break before that all begins. You're watching the Bulldogs and the Wolves coming up on IndianaSRN.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
Welcome back to Providence, Cristo, Ray. The Bulldogs and the Wolves about ready to square off in this mid-January ball game. Not a lot of time left before we get to sectionals around February, March. So really, it's time for the fine-tuning to begin.
No, it is. I mean, you're kind of closing out what is your halftime of the season, if you will, and kind of launching your third quarter. And so, I think what you try to do as a previous coach, and we always tried to talk about, hey, the third quarter is about where you're making those revamps and you're making those tweaks so you can head into the fourth quarter of your season and just do fine-tuning prior to sectional play towards the latter part of February.
About ready for the national anthem, the Bulldogs and the Wolves. The first time in both schools' history that they are facing off. And it is on a gloomy Saturday, but still some beautiful day for some ball. The Wolves 8-5, the Bulldogs 1-9 on the season. As the final seconds tick down on the scoreboard, we will take a quick break for the national anthem and then be back with starting lineups on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN.
Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family, come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Welcome back to Providence, Cristo, Ray. Starting lineups are coming for both sides. We can tell you the side of the Bulldogs, it'll be Braden Puckett, Jared Kuhn, Jaden Cecile, Isaac Fuquay, and Gage Garrett. Those are being announced right now. Then we will get the starters for the Wolves. We'll send it down to the PA announcer. There are your starters for both sides. Providence, Cristo, Ray, their theme this year has been "We chose this." So they are really going to be trying to come out with some energy both on the offense and defense and maybe suck some life out of the Bulldogs right from the get-go.
Yeah, and what is interesting about their theme with "We chose this," Coach Miller was letting us know that they're a very prominent academic-rich school and got great culture that they're presenting there. And in the day of where a lot of kids are leaving and going here, we say transfer in college, but a lot of kids are doing these things in high school too, and these kids have chose to be here at Providence. And so really neat theme for them this year as we get things started.
Duerson won the tip for Cristo Ray, and the Wolves, they will control. It is the freshman in Wingo at the top of the key, controlling things for the Wolves. They try to work it down low with Duerson as often as they can, but they've also got some good shooters. Wingo, one of those good perimeter shooters. He's moving it around the arc, looking inside, and there's a triple on its way off the backboard and down for the Bulldogs. Up ahead, Garrett, full head of steam. Looks like the Wolves got a hand on it. They did, and it'll stay on this end of the floor. To your point, you said in the pregame that the Bulldogs don't want to get in a track meet. They don't want to be running too quick, too much, and gas themselves, but right off the jump, a fast break situation.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those things, you'll obviously take them when they're presented to themselves. I think you certainly want to do that. I don't know if it's as much as you want to enforce it, but when the opportunity's there, you certainly got to take those and try to eliminate your team to put you in a half-court set.
A Cannelton giveaway will give the Wolves a second chance at their offense in this young ball game. It was Javion Newell who missed that triple on the far side of the floor the first time down. He's got it now. Left wing, another three on its way. Mahmoud can't hit, and a strong rebound by Fuquay.
Well, that's one of those things. Obviously, Cannelton coming out in a 2-3 zone. One thing you want to do in terms of beating that is working the ball inside and out, not settle just on the outside shot. As much as we talked about it with Cannelton, it's no different than Providence. Sometimes you got to pass up the ones that look good for the ones that look better. And you do that by working the ball inside and out and taking those high percentage shots.
Newell with some good pressure for the Wolves, forces a backcourt violation, and there is the big man. Duerson underneath gets the first 2 points of the ball game.
Well, they got to get the big fella involved. He's not only tall, for their team, but also what the opponents have here as well. Get those high percentage shots, get him in early to get your more deep balls as the game progresses.
Cecil face guarded, just has to bounce it down low in that short corner to Puckett. And the Bulldogs will reset. The Wolves playing some good defense at the start of the ball game. Nearly another takeaway, but it'll be a foul on Mahmoud.
Yeah, it's just one of those things there where, your opponent's not really a threat with the back to the basket. They're being 15, 16 feet out. You just want to stay between him and just think about containment. Kind of a silly foul there by Mahmoud, but one that has taken place, and get next possession here.
Bulldogs trying to inbound. They'll find Cecil in the corner. Straightaway triple. Puckett. He'll hit. Good start to the ball game for Braden Puckett.
Well, it's a good job of inside out there. They got the ball, post-entry pass, from out of bounds, had the defense collapse, got the kick out. He set his feet and was ready to let it go and knocked it down.
Seems like that's probably going to be a big try for them today, is just keep the floor pretty wide, try to spread out the defense, and then crash it when they can. Underneath, and a finish, not good. Duerson, a rare miss under the hoop.
Well, it's one that the big fella's got to get. Those are you don't get any closer than that for one, and for him finishing higher as well. Certainly got to get those when you have the opportunity.
Another three on the way. This one's blocked, and a fast break for Duerson. Duerson up, easy layup, and he's got a quick 4 points in this first quarter.
And you're seeing some pressure here right after the make, trying to get some three-quarter court, trying to enforce, your opponent into something, a hurry-up motion, as Coach Miller bringing 4 fresh guys off the bench here.
And Wingo with a takeaway. He tries it in the lane. No foul called. There's a lot of contact under the rim. Wingo, again, trying to work down low. Can't do so. Morris. Tough time, good defense from the Bulldogs, trapping him in that far corner. Cannelton, they're coming off their first win of the season. That was against Cloverport, a team in Kentucky, as a sea of subs comes in for Providence Cristo Ray. That ball game was a 40-28 score.
And they bring in a little bit more height here. Aiden Martinez coming in. Just a freshman here, number 23, as you see on your screen. But, again, we talked about this, whether or not Coach Miller, it's obviously early, only halfway through the quarter, but bringing in 4 new guys to potentially stay fresh.
Parker missed everything on the 3 try from the corner. And the Bulldogs with a strong rebound. The only Wolf that didn't check out was Duerson, the leading scorer for this ball club at 20 points per game. Whistle blows. Do we have what looks like a walk?
Yeah, I don't know if it was that or a 3-second, but either way, it's turnover for the Bulldogs. Providence had a little bit, situation here. They've had some good looks, just haven't been able to get anything knocked down here from the outside or from the perimeter.
And the turnovers are going to be so deadly for the Bulldogs. They need to take advantage of every offensive possession they have. Baseline drive. Parker loses it as he tries to flip it up. Martinez saves, and he can't hit. Duerson offensive board, and he'll clean it up.
Well, that's where the big fella can go eat, is he's not only got some size, but got some good length in terms of his wingspan as well. And whether it's him just dropping off making baskets, but also getting some putbacks on the missed shots.
Straightaway 3 on the way off the front iron, and Duerson, tallest guy on the floor, that's going to be an easy rebound for him. Duerson, one of the few upperclassmen still on this ball club. As diving save from the Wolves. They somehow keep it, but the Bulldogs with a nice takeaway. Garrett racing up the floor, gets trapped, and somehow Puckett can reel it in. Garrett drives, stops, and gets his shot blocked. The long arms of Duerson just wreaking havoc on the Bulldogs early on. In the lane, easy 2 points. And the first 2 points scored by a Wolf that isn't named T.J. Duerson.
Well, you got a situation where Duerson's, as we mentioned in the outset, in the opening segment, that he's averaging about 20. So being in a position where they can get added help from others, even beyond Murphy, who's the other double-digit scorer, will certainly be at an advantage.
We've got a timeout on the floor. It is the Bulldogs. And it is a 30-second one, so we will stay here. Take a second to thank our sponsors for today's ball game. This broadcast brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today, 317-849-0810. And Morales Group Staffing, we're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, 317-472-7600. Early lead for the Wolves at Providence Cristo Ray. What do the Bulldogs maybe need to do a little bit better to try to tie up this ball game late in the first quarter?
Well, I think any time that you have some offensive struggles, is it's got to start with, more of the 3 biggest principles offensively speaking. Is one, it's got to be spacing. You got to start with good spacing, 15, 17 feet. And then you got to move the ball, and then you got to move your body when you don't have the ball. So it's ball movement and player movement off of the ball to really make your opponent play strong defense.
3 on the way, in and out for Murphy.
That ball was halfway down coming out.
And the Providence Cristo Ray full court press has caused some issues for the Bulldogs as well. This time they get it down low to Kuhn. He has to kick it out. And the Bulldogs are going to try to set up another attack. Driving Puckett, bounce pass. Cecile will drive. He's trapped by 2 Wolves. Spinning, looking for someone. Finds a cutting Garrett, and he can't get it to go.
Well, and here's the thing, too. I mean, as he looks like got a little deflection. I think it might have went off Cannelton. But, as one thing, they got some decent ball movement. But when the Cannelton player actually picked his dribble up, everybody was away. You got to have some circle movement, having somebody come into the ball. We always used to teach our kids, too. If you can't be seen, then the ball handler can't see you. So you got to get in positions where you're accessible and trying to help bail your teammate out when the dribble's been used.
It's all about that communication on the floor. I didn't play basketball for a long time, but that's one thing that I do remember. As Cannelton, they do get a takeaway, and it's Garrett who's going to take things up the floor. Here's Puckett. Back to Garrett, and nearly poked away. Parker just couldn't quite get it in front of him to move that fast break.
And talking to Coach Miller as well, he talked about how important it was that they've really been emphasizing over these last 3 or 4 games. And Graham, you talked about it too, is that, you know, they've won 4 in a row. So we get a steal here by the Wolves and a transition layup at the same time. But where they've been trying to really emphasize talking on defense more, as opposed to talking about each other as far as what you didn't do, but more talking and promoting communication on defense. And he said it's really helped over these last few games, and they've won 4 in a row.
And their defense has been phenomenal early in this one as well, forcing, the 4th or 5th turnover already in this quarter? They're doing such a good job of double teaming when they need to. And Duerson, he's going to check back in for the Wolves. Duerson averaging a double-double on the season, about 20 points and about 12 rebounds.
Well, and this is one, too. You would expect him to really be really active here. When this ball's getting passed, I'd like to see him moving more, flashing like he is now, wherever the ball's at. Making yourself accessible is certainly going to be key for them. I think they're going to get a travel.
Parker, with a nice drive, but a travel underneath. So it'll go Cannelton's way. 34 seconds left in this first quarter. Providence, their defense has been really strong, but they haven't been able to pull away yet offensively. Cannelton, they just need to find a way to break through this full court press and set up their offense.
A really good ball movement here and breaking the press. Anytime that you can, advance the ball with the pass more than the dribble, you're always going to be better off. And certainly against pressure, Cannelton did a great job there. They got the ball all the way down the full end of the floor with only 1 dribble, even though the ball got deflected. But good job there of the ball movement.
Triple from Garrett off the heel, long rebound, and a breakaway for the Wolves. Up ahead, Parker with an easy 2. Didn't start the ball game, but he's already got 4 quick points in this first quarter. Time winding down, and a turnover.
Going to get another crack at it here with the turnover from a little bit of the pressure. So got 4 seconds here. Really want to be able to try to attack the defense, make them pinch, and look to get kicks.
4 seconds. Shot from 3. Murphy can't hit off the front of the iron. So Providence Cristo Ray with an early 12-3 lead through 1 quarter. You're watching on Indy.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374 to do your job right the first time. And by Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. Providence Cristo Ray with a strong first quarter. Their defense has just really put a thorn in the side of the Bulldogs.
No, it has. I mean, they're trying to speed them up into a pace that they're not comfortable with. Having some pressure. I think what's important, though, is what you can't do right here, where you got 2 guys and you're trapping, make him make a turnover from your pressure, but don't bail him out by getting a silly foul. A lot of times the young kids will be excited when they have that and look at the opportunities and start swiping at the ball. But it just gets you in bad principle and then puts you in a situation where you bail out your opponent.
That was Mahmoud with a foul, his second of the ball game, but he'll stay for the start of the second quarter. Besides just breaking the press, what do we need to see from the Bulldogs to get them some more points on the board?
Well, again, I think it's movement is a big part, and then just being in a position where you're really protecting the ball, whether that's on the dribble or ripping to the hip to keeping away. You got to understand that when you pick that dribble up, you're going to draw two players. They're going to look to try to create you into these turnovers. So when those happen, you got to have your circle of movement for players coming to the ball to get that ball reversal. So we'll see if that obviously takes place as they came up with another turnover here. But again, turnovers are nice, but if you don't turn them into points or at least opportunities for good looks, then it really means nothing. So they got to turn some of these into points.
Javion Newell forced the jump ball for the Wolves, and now they got it down low with the big man, Duerson. Too easy. He had 6 first-quarter points, and now 2 more to start out the second.
Well, I love the post-entry pass, but even more so, I love the reverse drop step that he made to get to the basket and doing it without a dribble.
Up ahead, Cannelton underneath the basket, but a loss of the dribble. Cecile couldn't keep a hand on it. And another early turnover.
Well, it's one of the things, too, that the Bulldogs at least have shown to this point that they're not real comfortable with a lot of the pressure, and it's created a lot of forced and unforced turnovers to this point.
Mahmoud thought about a 3, works it down low instead, and a foul.
Another good post-entry pass to the big fella. I don't know if they got a foul or a travel. I think it looks like a foul because it looked like he jumped and before he shot.
Duerson, a 69% free throw shooter. He'll step up for 2. Gives us a chance to tell you about Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehouse fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call today, 317-396-1023. First free throw is hit for Duerson.
Well, you talk about a couple impressive things with his 20 points a game, or 19.6, but also his 12 rebounds. But I'll tell you, Graham, the other big thing that jumps off the page to you is this young man shooting 72% from the field. Now, you can argue and say that, a lot of his looks are coming like they are just on this last shot, but at the same time, still got to put the the ball in the basket. And so 72% is something to be noted.
That's a big number. 72% is huge. Down low, Cannelton, nice feed.
Really good job there of the post-entry pass and understanding at that point with Jarrett Kuhn knowing what to do with it.
Kuhn gets his first 2 points of the ball game. First points in the second quarter. Duerson misses from close range again. And this one will go the way of the Bulldogs. Today's broadcast brought to you by Dynamark. Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Steele, the Wolves can't get the 3 to go, and the Bulldogs will get an important and much-needed rebound. Dynamark, they've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. They have strong relationships. It helps them with exceptional service. Call today at 317-328-2555. Duerson got a hand on it. It goes out of play, but it will stay on this end of the floor. That's the other thing is TJ Duerson, his hands are fast.
Well, and he's long. I mean, it's one thing to be tall, but it's another thing to be long. There's a big difference in that, and his wingspan is quite wide. Don't have the official height on him, but obviously Cannelton coming up with a miss here, putting a little bit of backcourt pressure.
Cecile was able to get a shot off over Duerson, but couldn't get him to go. Mahmoud works it inside. 3, Grimes off the mark. Strong rebound from Newell. Newell goes up with the left. He'll get his own board, puts it up again, and there's a foul.
Well, the thing I like that Javion Newell did there is, he caught the ball at the high post. He faced up. He didn't try to do anything that he didn't need to and look to attack. And as he went downhill, drew some defense and then looked to get the kick out to the 3. So that's what you want to do, is draw the defense, look for the open man, which is what he did. And the jump shot came off, and he got the rebound, missed his own, and then got fouled on the putback. So really good activity here by Savion.
That foul comes on Isaac Fuqua, his first of the ball game. Both free throws are missed by Newell. 54% free throw shooter this season. As once again a trap on Garrett before he can cross, but it'll be a jump ball favoring the Bulldogs.
Well, again, that's a position there where they're getting trapped. You got to have somebody behind the ball, down the floor, behind the ball, and across court. So got to, again, make themselves accessible because the pressure's coming, as we see here too.
Garrett gets it taken away. Mahmoud stripped by Garrett right under the hoop. Duerson having trouble, puts one up, and we've got a whistle. Foul before the shot. They've got Cecile booked for that one. That'll be his first foul of the ball game. Long inbound. Corner 3, Wingo off the mark. He gets his own long rebound and will work it back to the top of the key. 3 minutes into this second quarter. Neither team really finding their offense in the second quarter. Only 3 for Providence, Cristo Ray, and only 2 for Cannelton. And a turnover much needed there for the Bulldogs.
Well, it looks like Coach Miller's bringing in a whole new set of 5. And unlike Coach Garrett, not being in that position to be able to do that, Coach Miller's trying to keep his guys fresh and active at the same time. So fresh new 5 for the Wolves coming in as the Bulldogs trying to go at it here with another possession.
Both head coaches in their second year with the squad. Both head coaches only with 1 win in their first season. Scott Miller of Providence Cristo Ray able to turn that around and has a winning record. Fantastic start to the season this year. Cannelton, they've struggled a little bit more, only 1-9. And obviously part of that due to the 5-man roster. Steal from Providence Cristo Ray, but then steps on the sideline. It'll stay on this end.
Well, the Wolves have been very active, just in terms of not only their pressure, but also with their hands when they're put in those positions as well. Certainly want to be out of this area. They're going to get a violation here of over and back. That's what happens sometimes when you put yourself in any of the 4 what we call coffin corners, 8 on the floor, but on your side of the floor being 4 of them. You want to stay out of those. You don't have a whole lot of area to go, and especially when you have 2 defenders on you as well.
Is there one corner that's worse than the others, or are they all equally bad?
They're all equally bad.
All right. The Wolves trying to pull away even more. Double-digit lead. This is the largest it's been in this ball game, and Garrett gets a hand on it, but not enough to create a turnover. Parker in the corner. Jones drives, kicks, triple.
Yeah, good
Murphy
action.
Off the mark, a foul underneath.
Yeah, I love the action there, just the downhill penetration, getting into the gut of the defense, having them collapse, and then having your exterior guys setting their feet ready, got a good kick. It's a great look. Even if you come up short and don't hear, it's just a really, really good executed play.
Foul on Gage Garrett, his first of the ball game. 3 players on the Bulldog squad with a foul, but no one with more than 1. 3 off the mark for Parker, another offensive rebound. They try to work it underneath. Parker again, and a travel. So the Bulldogs picking up the defense a little bit, but the rebounding has been pretty tough.
Yeah, good rotation there of really not only help side, getting the closeouts as well, kind of defending the paint, and creating a turnover.
Turnover from the Bulldogs. They've got 4 fouls, so the Wolves, they'll be shooting the rest of the half. Just under 4 minutes to play, and their big man, TJ Duerson, on the bench at the moment. He's leading all scorers today with 9 points. Gilbert, go ahead.
I'd like to, see on this zone action too. Another really good thing to counter with is taking your wings and getting your high screens on this. There hasn't been much screen action to this point either, Graham.
Miss from Parker, and a rebound for the Bulldogs. Gilbert being pesky, trying to get a takeaway, but into the front goes Garrett. Garrett tries from the mid-range, off the front iron, And a speedy Gilbert will take it in the front court. Unselfish basketball. Parker with an easy layup.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that time it was Wingo shot out of there like a cannon. Or excuse me, it wasn't even him. It was Carter Gilbert, I think, is who came up with that steal, came out so quick, and then gets another one.
So 4 quick points for Providence Cristo Rey. A timeout on the floor, and we'll take a timeout with them. You're watching on IndianaSRN.
Make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Highway Safety Services. Services you do what you want, we'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1502. The Bulldogs inbounding on their baseline. Going to try to break the full court pressure again from the Wolves. And that pressure has gotten them 4 very quick points to end the second quarter, or towards the end of the second quarter. But a nice break here. Garrett into the lane, puts up a high shot, and looks like it might have been tipped. Murphy takes it into the front court for the Wolves. Nice. Dump off. Here's Parker. Short corner off the mark. And I believe that went off the Wolves.
Yeah, really good job there, though, of even in the transition on the other end from the Bulldogs and Garrett going coast to coast. But I think in terms of the finish, did a good job of advancing the ball down the floor, but using his size and kind of getting into the guy and shortest points or shortest line between 2 points is always going to be the straight line. And he just kind of bananaed out a little bit and allowed the defense to retreat and get in between him and the basket, made it a little tougher.
Foul there on Andrew Murphy of Providence Cristo Rey. It will be Bulldogs basketball. And they get it down low. It's Kuhn. Cecile, nice fake. Gets his defender in the air, down low. And a missed pass. Puckett couldn't reel it in. It's a little too high from Jarrett Kuhn. So 2.5 minutes left. It's really been a slower second quarter than we saw in the first. Not a lot of shots have gone down, and partially could be because Duerson has been out for the majority of the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he's had the big fella on the bench for a lot. And you know, this is a type of situation, too, where it could be one of two things. Is you might not need your horse player, so to speak, in a game like this, and you're getting – some of those players on your team that might not normally get the minutes that they might be able to get today, because you never know when you might need them. Somebody in foul trouble, hopefully nobody gets hurt. But in the stretch run, you still got half your season left. You don't know who you might need. And these are really some good quality minutes for some guys and you to use what potentially could be your depth.
Jarrett Kuhn with some good defense for the Bulldogs, forces a travel, and they'll try to move things back up the floor. Full court pressure. The Wolves have been utilizing this all ball game long so far. And miscommunication. Puckett expecting a cut from Garrett, but he just went with a little fake. So another turnover. Providence Cristo will take back over on offense. Andrew Murphy, number 5, yet to score a point for Providence Cristo Rey. He's their second best scorer. In the lane, flicked up, miss from Gilbert. And a rebound for Puckett.
Yeah, really nice strong move there that you have from Gilbert, too. Nice little Euro hop step to get in here, and shot came up, but he's being active on the defensive side, as you can see.
He's got quick hands. Murphy stops.
Nice.
Dishes off Gilbert. He has to dribble out of traffic. Gilbert, baseline, layup is good.
A really good decision there, too. Gilbert, the much smaller guy, got a really nice interior pass. Saw he had a big on him. Made a good decision getting out and then re-attack.
Big block underneath. That one for Aiden Martinez. They'll stay on this, or there's a foul, actually. There'll be 2 shots for Gage Garrett. So it looked like a good block for Martinez. Turns out to be a foul, and 2 shots coming for Cannelton. First shot off the mark. Gage Garrett, he played 13 games last season for Cannelton, the junior. Averaged just about 2 points per game. Second shot doesn't go either, and a strong board for Newell. Looks like this might be who Scott Miller ends the first half with, this 5 for Providence Cristo Rey, which again is without TJ Duerson. Nice bounce pass down low to Murphy. Kick out, straightaway triple, in and out. Man, the Wolves have been so close to really getting their offense going, but just haven't been able to make those shots. Got another foul. This one is going to go on Javion Newell. Newell with his first foul of the ball game. 4 team fouls for the Wolves. Trap, trying to get it away. Diving is Murphy.
Well, that's a situation there where, again, he's getting trapped, and the other 4 players are standing. Nobody's shooting a gap to either, one, shorten the pass, make yourself first accessible like we talked about earlier, but shortening the pass. Come to the ball. Everybody just stayed away.
Garrett breaks the press, trying to move into some free space, picks up his dribble and can't get it down low. A steal for Newell, up ahead, all alone, easy 2 points. Newell, his first 2 of the ball game. Providence Cristo Rey really leaning on a lot of players in this early ball game. Foul as Garrett tried to break through yet again. This one is on Andrew Murphy.
I have some shots coming here. Obviously, rule changed a couple years ago with 5 team fouls. Used to be obviously 7 to get in the bonus. Now 5 1/4.
Second trip to the line for Gage Garrett. He was 0 for 2 just a moment ago, trying to switch that number around this trip. And the first one off the mark.
One thing, too, is, you're getting that pressure, too. This last time, Garrett, it worked out that got fouled, but you just got to be careful trying to dribble through pressure and those traps. 90% of the time you're going to come up on the bad end of the stick there, but in this one time, he obviously gets a foul and has some shots, but can't capitalize on them.
Garrett 0 for 2 again. Wingo and Duerson check back in for the Wolves to end the quarter. Long 3 on the way off the front iron for Grimes. But a second chance, he'll try again off the heel, and a bouncing rebound ends in the hands of Puckett. Garrett up ahead, 15 seconds, poked away by the Wolves. Their defense has been phenomenal in this first half, and they will control for the last shot of the half if they want it. Wingo in the lane. Can't get it to go there. Half-court heave is not going to go. So this first half, all Providence Cristo Rey, their offense and defense has been rolling.
No, it has, and I mean a lot of it. It's probably been more their defense that has turned into offense more than their offense has produced it as well. So I think a lot of the pressure that they've given Cannelton has created some turnovers on Providence's end of the floor, which has led to some easy baskets.
9 first-half points for TJ Duerson. He leads all scores and definitely leads this Wolves team. We'll take a quick break for halftime, about 9.5 minutes until second quarter of action between Cannelton and Providence Cristo Rey on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year-round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Welcome back to Providence Cristo Ray, where the Wolves lead the Bulldogs by a wide margin in the halftime locker room. Graham Nash alongside Greg Smith with you for a brief halftime show. Greg, the Providence Cristo Ray Wolves were just firing out of a cannon the whole time. The most impressive part, though, perhaps, was their defense. It was phenomenal.
They were just they were in full court press, trapping every pass. Although I will give it to Cannelton. They were getting the ball down the floor. They had a lot of turnovers, but with only 5 guys out there and only 5 total, They got to be getting tired, and they were making some nice bounce passes, getting the ball down the floor. But if they could clean up the turnovers, that would be good. But you're right. Providence, their defense was just smothering them.
And their offense was pretty high-powered as well. Scott Miller, the head coach, he was bringing in 5 substitutions at a time, really keeping those 5 on the floor really, really fresh. So it made it especially hard for the Bulldogs to keep up with the pace that the Wolves were pushing, but that's just what they've been emphasizing. So what do the Bulldogs need to do, maybe in addition to don't turn over the ball? What can they do specifically on offense to maybe get back in this one?
You know, it's really been hard. They've just not been able to get into a good offense because they can't get the ball down there. A couple times they've had good looks. The height of Providence has stifled them. They've had a couple shots and been blocked, but they've also had a couple shots where they have gotten down in the post. They are moving the ball well, but it's going to be tough. They're losing on the height side, on the speed side, and just the overall. They just don't have the manpower. So it's going to be tough for them to try to just get back in this at all.
The Wolves, their leading scorer was TJ Duerson, who has been their leading scorer all season long. He's got 9. He missed a free throw to make it 10, which would have been exactly half of his average scoring per game, which sits at 19.8, right around 20 points. He's averaging a double-double, has been fantastic. And Cannelton, they just really haven't been able to get their offense going. About 2.5 minutes until the start of the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. And the IndianaSRN sports page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports, we have it all. Check it out at IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN sports page. Second half, about 50 seconds away from beginning. Providence Cristo Rey, they have been in phenomenal form against Cannelton. And their head coach, Scott Miller, he was nice enough to talk to us before the ball game, said that he just wanted 100% effort from every player on the floor, both defensively and offensively, and I think it's safe to say in the first half he got that.
Yeah, they've been working hard. They're on defense. Everybody is really swarming the ball. Nobody's just standing. They're all double teaming whoever has the ball. They're expecting where the pass is going, trying to cut off that passing lane. And so they've done a really, really good job with that full court press, and everybody's really been hustling.
Again, it has been TJ Duerson who leads the way for Providence Cristo Rey, 9 points, but right behind him is the freshman Brian Parker. He had 6 in that first half as we are about ready to get back underway. It will be Wolves basketball to start things off, and the freshman Keandre Wingo will take it into the front court. Cannelton's defense, it had some good moments, especially late there in the second half, but they just couldn't stop them every single time, which they're going to have to do if their offense doesn't continue to build up. Here's Wingo on the right side, and a reset from Gilbert.
Nice ball movement, working it around. Again, not trying to hurry a shot, really looking for a good shot. Going inside now and back out.
Three-pointer on the way, off the mark.
And really with Providence, if there's anything you can criticize their game on today, a ball off the foot as Providence has it back, takes it back out, is their shooting. They've just not been able to get the threes to fall. They've taken good looks. They've just not gotten them to fall. And even here, they just had 3 looks underneath and couldn't get them to fall. Great rebound there.
skied in to get it.
Wingo couldn't get that 3 ball to go. They're going to try again. How about a mid-range? No, and a foul underneath. And it's going to go the way of Cannelton. That goes on number 5, Andrew Murphy, and that will be his 3rd foul of the ball game.
Yeah, and again, Providence had how many good looks, and they're just not getting anything to fall. A lot of good threes, but just none of them falling yet.
Near steal from the Wolves, instead down low. And a miss from Fuquay. Strong rebound from Duerson. Up ahead, Newell gets in the lane, can't spin.
Little walk there.
He was met with 2 Bulldogs. It was Puckett and Cecile.
Again, Providence is getting what they want, just a little sloppy there, and then just not getting the shots to fall. Good ball movement here. Trapped in the corner.
This is what the Wolves did so well in the first half. Bodies flying, and it went off out of Duerson. So it'll stay on this end for the Bulldogs, just trying to create and, like you said, settle down, get an opportunity where they can actually run an offense.
Yeah, we've just not really seen them being able to run their offense as we get a steal and a layup for 2 for Providence.
That's Carter Gilbert. 2 more points for him. He had 4 in the first half, and has the first 2 for Providence in this second half. On the other side, it's Puckett trying to find somewhere to get it inside. Near takeaway again for Gilbert, but a foul.
Looks like on number 1. Let's see. Yes.
That's right. Keandre Wingo. That's his first foul of the ball game. He started, but didn't see a lot of action as Miller, he went with that second unit for a lot of the first half. Puckett gets it down low. Kuhn, kick out. Little mid-range jumper. Cecile can't hit. And bouncing around, somehow the Bulldogs get the board and 2 points for Fuquay.
Got a timeout, but I'm not sure by who.
Timeout.
Providence.
It'll be Providence, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. Gives us a chance to thank more of our sponsors. Make a difference. Help us put student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org, add directing your donation to a specific school, or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunities for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. And Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow at 317-894-7000.
That was a perfect example. Cannelton finally got the ball and ran some offense, had a beautiful pass down inside and put it up and got a bucket. So when they can run their sets, they've got some good ball motion and moving the ball around nicely. It's just they're struggling to get their offense started because of this pressure from Providence.
Cannelton, they had a tough start offensively to the season, but in their last 3 or 4 were finally starting to find that offensive production. But the Wolves have done a great job of shutting that down as they're a mishandle from Duerson. Couldn't quite reel in the pass, and so it'll go the Bulldogs' way.
It looked like had he been able to capture that, that was going to be an easy layup, and just fumbled it.
Bulldogs break the press, trying to trap Garrett in the corner again. Not this time. Down low, and another steal by Duerson. His arms just so much longer. Duerson into the lane, misses the layup, gets his own board, going back up, and that one will go.
Tried the Euro step and just couldn't get it to fall.
11 points on the ball game for TJ Duerson. Uses his height extremely well as we've got another steal from the Wolves. Up ahead, Gilbert dumps it back off. Newell with an easy 2 points.
Beautiful passing there.
4 points for Newell on this ball game.
Newell passed it off and then ended up getting it back and still getting the 2.
More pressure causes another giveaway. Up ahead, and a slam home, Duerson. Wide open lane, and the big man elevates. He's got 4 quick points in this second half.
Got him trapped in that corner again. Let's see what they do.
Poked away, fighting for the basketball, and we've got a jump.
Take a quick look at that last steal there.
Young man taking flight. Slams it home. Providence building on their first half lead. Trapped again, and another giveaway. This time it's Martinez in the lane, and he gets fouled. Excuse me, it is actually Javion Newell. So he will head to the line. 54% free throw shooter this season.
That's Cannelton's first team foul this half.
And first free throw is good. Newell averaging about 8 points this season.
Okay. And he makes that one. Providence pushes their lead to 33-7 here with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Newell with 6 points in this ball game, 4 in the second quarter, or second half, excuse me. And another steal. This time it's Gilbert up ahead and poked away by Cannelton.
That same corner again, that's where they're going, and you've got 2 extra defenders, and so it's basically like 4-on-1 there when Providence comes over and double teams with the sideline in the half court.
Parker comes back in alongside Aiden Martinez, and here's Martinez underneath, gets blocked.
Beautiful block there.
Cecile meets him at the rim. And again, the full court pressure causing issues in a giveaway. Wingo stops and lays it, but misses. A putback from Brian Parker.
The perfect move to put the jump stop on and then just couldn't connect. He saw his defender fly by him and he just couldn't connect with it.
And you saw the frustration
Yeah.
on his face. Couldn't believe it. His body language told you exactly what he was thinking. Elijah Grimes checks back in for the Wolves, the junior. The Wolves, their theme this season has been "We chose this," believing that every step of the way they have a purpose to really make their identity known. And man, they have done a great job of sticking true to their identity, which is just consistent pressure offensively and defensively. Miss from Cecile. Up ahead, Murphy lays it off for Grimes. And looks like it goes out of play off of the Bulldogs.
Deflected on that shot. Cannelton got back quickly on that. And looks like we might have some blood on a lip or something, but all good, everybody said, so we'll play on.
That's Cecile, who just put up that last shot, couldn't quite connect. Murphy gets the inbound. He'll try from 3, still can't hit, but Grimes there to clean up. The Wolves have not yet made a three-pointer.
They've had lots of good looks at it. They're just not getting him to connect. So they've stretched the lead out to 30 now.
Under 3 minutes to play. Puckett can't get off a shot. Trying to get it down low, and it's taken away. Martinez up ahead to Murphy. Corner triple, and that one's good. First of the ball game belongs to Elijah Grimes. And he has 5 quick points, checking in just a minute ago. Bucket trapped, gets it to Garrett. Garrett down low, and the ball rolling across the baseline.
Again, the pressure just, Providence just is not letting up, and they've got fresh bodies. So you got to give it to Cannelton. They've got to be getting tired. They've had the same 5 on the floor the whole game.
Cannelton playing in 3 days, so they got to make sure that they get that rest in before that next contest on the 21st, which is a Tuesday. And we've got to travel. It's a corner drive. Looks like it was Carter Gilbert.
He saw that pass to the basket, was pretty wide open, and got a little too excited, I think.
That's happened to everyone at some point.
Forgot to put the ball on the floor before he took his steps.
Cecile trapped down low. Nice entry pass.
Blocked from behind.
Such good defense from the Wolves. They've had that all ball game long. Murphy brought it up the floor, gets it up ahead to Newell. Newell leaves it for Martinez. Martinez tries a triple. It's short and nearly gets his own rebound. Goes out of play off of Cannelton. Subs coming back in for the Wolves yet again. Newell coming out. And coming in will be Jose Armenta. His first action today. Corner three off the inbound. Misses everything. And Cecile cleans it up. That was Elijah Grimes. He hit their first three of the ball game, but couldn't connect that time. Takeaway. Providence, Cristo Ray. Nice, easy layup. Jose Armenta comes into the ball game, gets 2 quick points.
And Providence is not picking them up full court now with a 35-point lead.
Garrett stops and pops, but it's short. And Murphy plays it up ahead, open lane. Parker tries a little dribble move, loses it, but Grimes able to clean it up. 37 seconds for the Wolves to get up a shot. They put one up much sooner, and it's all air for Elijah Grimes.
We do have a running clock now here the rest of the game due to the 35-point lead that Providence has over Cannelton. So under 20 seconds here in the third quarter.
Garrett with 15 to shoot. Gets to Puckett. Puckett, he's got 10. Back up top, Kuhn. Garrett, left wing. 6 to shoot. Kuhn, top of the key. 3 to shoot. Kuhn scanning. Has to get up a shot, puts up a prayer. And Cannelton unable to get that shot up. So it's a 42-7 lead for the Wolves. We'll take a break on IndianaSRN.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you have got to try Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you will not be disappointed. Call today, 866-885-3249. Providence Cristo Ray with a strong lead.
Knocked out of bounds there. Cannelton, good hands.
Their defense has been phenomenal. They actually haven't been able to hit too many shots, but they still have had a great success with their full court press, trying to win a 5th game in the stretch of 6. Down low, Martinez dumps it off Murphy. Murphy, another pass, and shot is short. Murphy with the rebound, still under the hoop, kick out. Triple, Martinez off the mark, bouncing around, somehow comes down for Armenta. He can't make it. And Murphy trying to throw it out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. We've got a jump ball, I believe, or no, it'll be a foul instead.
Looks like a foul on Providence, but didn't see who it was on.
Believe it could have been 23 in Aiden Martinez. Which, if that is the case, that's his 2nd foul of the ball game.
Several good looks down there, and Providence just couldn't get it to fall.
Another foul as the Bulldogs go to the rim. This one is on Elijah Grimes, his first foul of the ball game. And he will check out. 2 subs coming in for the Wolves. It'll be Gilbert back into the ball game along with Quinton Jones. Long inbound pass. Gilbert can't take it away. He was there, but Cecile reels it in. Down low entry pass. Kuhn scanning, has to kick it back out. Garrett drives, stops, pops, and puts it through.
Again, that was some really nice action. They had a nice pass in. They just couldn't get the shot up, but the good ball movement. Cannelton is really making some nice passes when they can get it around that pressure that hits them out high.
4 points for Garrett. Nice steal there from Garrett as well. He's got two guys trailing. Euro step in the lane. A nice finish.
Very nice.
Gage Garrett coming alive a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
Really nice defense, and then finished it with the layup.
Parker. Looks like the Wolves just playing a little bit of keep away as they try to find a clean look. Parker, mid-range. That one's pure. Brian Parker with a nice jumper. Those are his 8th points of this contest. The Wolves have let off the gas when it comes to full court press. Puckett fires and gets blocked. Martinez right there in his face. Martinez up ahead. Dumps it. Parker all the way around and down.
Hit every part of the rim. Didn't know if it was going to go there for a second, but it did drop.
Parker, he's got 10. Missed shot from close range for Cecile. And Gilbert takes it in the front court. Gilbert stops. Little layup. No good. And a strong rebound from Kuhn. Gilbert just couldn't quite get that push shot to go. Had 4 first half points, 2 second half points so far. That was in the third quarter. Whistle blows. Looks like it's before the shot. And should be on Carter Gilbert, his first of the ball game. Another sea of subs coming in for the Wolves, including TJ Duerson, leading the club with 11 points. But a little bit different from his season average, which is around 20. So we'd have to score quite a bit in the final minutes here. Miscommunication, wide open. Gilbert, easy 2 points. But in case he missed it, Duerson was there for the follow.
I thought his teammate was going to go long for that pass and just didn't even see it.
Garrett gets the handoff, baseline jumper, short. And Duerson there to rip home the rebound. Gilbert drives, gets in the lane, puts up a wild shot. Duerson gets the offensive board, triple on the way. That one's good. Mahmoud gets a 3.
That's only their second 3 tonight that they've hit.
Yeah.
We've had some good looks, just have not gotten them to fall.
And the first points of the ball game for Mahmoud as well. The freshman getting some good time tonight. Foul underneath the hoop. That one's called on Mahmoud as Cecile got under the hoop.
He'll be shooting 2, and Cannelton will be shooting the rest of the way anyway. That's the team's 4th.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call 317-686-6239. And Highway Safety Services. Services, you do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Call us today, 765-446-1502. Some good upcoming games tonight on IndianaSRN. Columbus East taking on Seymour at 7:30, and then Morristown going to Traders Point. And both of those will be at 7:20, not 7:30. 2 good ball games in the high school world coming up tonight on IndianaSRN. You don't want to miss those at 7:20. Providence Cristo Ray running away with this ball game. They've been in control the entire way through. Mid-range jumper off the mark and a rebound for the Wolves. Mahmoud did a good job tracking it down there, not letting it go out of play. 2 minutes left. Gilbert is going to get over to Mahmoud. Mahmoud drives, Euro in the lane, but he travels. Looking ahead for both of these teams, the Wolves will go to Covenant Christian, a 2A school, to take them on in 3 days. That's next Tuesday. And the Bulldogs, they will take on Rock Creek Academy, a 1A school, also on Tuesday.
Tie up stays with Cannelton.
And more substitutes coming in. Duerson comes out, and Aiden Martinez will check in along with Keandre Wingo. Garrett stops, pops, can't hit, and a rebound for Mahmoud. Mahmoud quickly into the lane, loses the handle, able to get it back. Wingo thought about a three, kicks it, Newell triple. Off the heel, tried to chase his shot, but couldn't get in the lane to get that rebound. Poke away Wingo, he is so quick, but can't keep it alive. Cecile takes it across the timeline, under 60 seconds now. Three, Garrett, short. And a rebound for Kuhn. Second try, but he gives it away. Wingo up ahead, working on Garrett, loses the handle, and some more frustration.
Had a tough go of it here just at the end, a couple things there, but it's tough. You know, with this big of a lead, it's hard, I think, to keep the intensity. And Cannelton, you know, they've got to have a couple guys that are just dragging. I think it showed on that last three.
Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited.
Beautiful pass inside there just for the easy bucket for Cannelton, and they're going to just dribble it out.
Providence Cristo Ray, the Wolves, get a big win as they look to continue a strong winning streak. They move to 11-5 on the season before looking to take on Covenant Christian. Don't go anywhere. We've got the Piper Logistics Player of the Game coming up on IndianaSRN after the break.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
You can tear down your court.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
And we're back.
Back on the campus of Providence Cristo Ray, where the Wolves just took down the Cannelton Bulldogs, and it was phenomenal play from them all the way through. Offensively and defensively, they were just so strong. The Bulldogs could not break through any of the Wolves' press. That is exactly what Scott Miller, their second-year head coach, wanted. They're really just trying to give 100% effort and communication on both ends of the floor, and boy, did they give that. In the first ever meeting between these two, Providence Cristo gets the win, and we'll take one more quick break before bringing you the Piper Logistics Player of the Game on IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Today's Piper Logistics player of the game is going to be TJ Duerson. The junior had 13 points to lead all scorers and led the way for Providence Cristo Ray. We didn't get his final tally on rebounds, but the double-double machine was seeming to grab every rebound in his vicinity. The only thing that prevented him from getting more was the fact that he did not play a full game. Scott Miller really was sharing minutes tonight for his players, but Duerson still able to get 13, and that makes him our Piper Logistics player of the game. That's going to do it for us today in Indiana SRN. For Daniel Thacker on cameras, Greg Smith, our producer / color commentator for this second half, I am Graham Nash saying so long from Providence Cristo Ray.